Hello, and welcome to Vladimir's Physics Talk Show. Today we have our guest speaker, Vlad. He'll be speaking to us today about swimming. He's a professional swimmer from Belarus. Hi, Vlad. I was wondering, I've been having some problems keeping up with my friends in swimming. Are there any tips you could give me to become faster?
Well, the best tip is to be friends with the water. You don't want to be fighting with the water. The best way to do that is just stay on top of the water. Try to reduce the amount of water you're pushing with your chest. Keep your head down. Keep looking at the ground constantly, and you're gonna become much faster.
All right, let's see what our head analyst Syavash has to say about this.
Nice to meet you, Vlad Chapurny. Always a pleasure, Vladimir. I see today we're talking about resistance. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if it's physics that concerns you, then you better heed my wisdoms. Technique is key, and resistance is the primary obstacle to overcome, as 91% of a swimmer's energy is lost due to drag. This is because the fluid of water is 55 times more viscous, 700 times denser, and 1,000 times more resistant than air. Before we continue, I want you to consider, in a sport where a millisecond can decide ultimate victory, dealing with the resistance between a swimmer and the water can make all the difference. That's why it is imperative to reduce drag as much as possible, specifically through precise technique, and thus become the triumphant victor that touches the finish pad first. As displayed in this video, there are three major forms of resistance that a swimmer must conquer. There is form resistance, which is the resistance between the body's positioning and the water. Also, friction resistance, which is the resistance caused by the interaction between the swimmer's skin, gear, and hair against the water must be accounted for. Lastly, there is wave resistance. This occurs as waves bounce off the walls and ground and return to disrupt the swimmer, causing turbulence. This form of resistance is rather difficult to discern in the video, as the waves, caused by the different velocities within the water, actually dissipate. Now that we have a basic understanding of resistance, here is the general formula for the force of drag to further put things in a perspective. The force of drag is equal to 1/2 dPAV squared, where d is the constant for the viscosity of the fluid, p is the density of the water, which varies according to temperature, a is the surface area of the body within the water, and v, of course, is the velocity of the body traveling through the water. Considering the previously discussed factors, check out this swimmer, pay close attention to his form. The technique is impeccable. Note that the primary method of dealing with resistance and drag is by hydrodynamic streamlining, as mentioned before by champion swimmer Vlad. Hydrodynamic streamlining is achieved by a bullet-shaped body positioning that cuts through the water. The bullet-shaped body position reduces frontal resistance and exposed surface area. To achieve the proper formation, a swimmer must keep their head and chin down while riding flat on top of the water. Lastly, wearing Speedos reduces resistance compared to the usual beach shorts as seen in the previous video. And there you have it, a vital component in comprehending the physics of swimming.
Thank you, Syavash, for that amazing analysis as always. And tune in next time where we'll be speaking of how to balance center of buoyancy and center of gravity in order to achieve flotation.